you very much, I'd just like to pass on my thanks to the organisers of the forum. I think so far today's been a great event, and I can see great potential for this as a forum going forward. Just a brief introduction to Tiger's Realm Coal. I don't intend to go through the full presentation. I'll be giving that tomorrow in a separate session. But Tiger's Realm Coal, we've been investing in Russia for the past 7 years. I think we're the second biggest Australian investor into Russia in history, having invested over $100 million US in our projects in Chukotka. And I would like to thank Roman Kopin, Governor of Chukotka, sitting next to me, for his great support over that period. I think without that governmental support, it would have been very difficult for us to achieve what we have in a relatively limited amount of time. Rather than going into detail on our company, I just want to highlight probably what we're seeing as our biggest issue at this point in time, and do so around the question of what role can mineral and coal resource sector play in the development of the Far East of Russia and in strengthening Russia's ties and position in the Asia Pacific, and use that as a launching pad just to talk about the biggest challenge that we see at the moment, which is really access to capital. If you look at over the history of the planet, at other underdeveloped resource-rich regions of the world, for example, Australia, where I come from, Canada, and a really strong recent success story in the country of Chile, all have very successful mining economies, and certainly parts of Russia have that. But in these places, mining projects developed first. They were really the catalyst for further development of those regions, and supported the longer-term development of secondary industries, those industries, and eventually fully integrated economies. Mining projects were the catalyst for that ongoing development, and we see that in the Far East of Russia, mining projects have the potential to be that catalyst going forward. And it provides a template for the development and growth of Russia's Far East. And it will help the Far East of Russia capitalise on its position in the Asia Pacific. But now I think is the most difficult time to encourage that particular growth path, beginning with mining, due, I think, to what we're seeing as the worst downturn in the mining sector and in capital investment in mining that any of us in our company have ever seen. It's an extremely difficult time. So to do so now, to encourage investment in mining at this particular point in time, I think takes brave policy decisions and approaches. And Minister Donskoy has outlined a number of very positive changes at the federal government level. And I think particularly those changes around licence tenure in the east of Russia, the introduction of Rozgeolahia, have been very positive things, and that will lead to further mining investment over time. But it's really that access to capital that is needed and is key. And we would congratulate the Russian government via their support that they're providing, and we're the beneficiary of that support in a major way. We're working with Vladivostok on a transaction. We've seen investment from the Russian Direct Investment Fund, which has been a great step forward for us. And of course, the great support we've seen from the Chukotka government itself has been very positive. But I suppose at this extremely difficult time for mining and mineral investment, I ask the question, is there something more that can be done to help the Far East of Russia step on further into this growth path, supported by the mining industry? And perhaps this can be done with the provision of greater access to capital when foreign capital is so hard to come by to invest into the Russian economy at the moment. So I'll leave you with that question. What more can be done to provide funding for resource projects? Thank you.